You're standing in line at Starbucks. The guy in front of you is wearing a Rolex. He just pulled up in a Tesla. He orders a $12 latte without even looking at the price. From the outside, he looks successful, confident, wealthy. But statistically speaking, there's about a 75% chance his bank account balance is under $15,000. That Rolex? Financed. That Tesla? Leased. That confidence? Funded by credit cards and a paycheck that disappears before it even settles. This illusion, the appearance of wealth without the reality, is what keeps 3 out of 4 people trapped in financial mediocrity for their entire lives. And today I'm going to show you why most people will earn over $1 million in their lifetime and still never accumulate even $100,000 in real wealth. And more importantly, how to make sure you're not one of them. The numbers nobody wants to look at. Let's start with some numbers that should honestly scare you. The average American at age 30 has about $7,000 in liquid savings. By age 40, maybe $45,000 in retirement accounts. Even at age 50, most people have less than $60,000 they can actually access. These aren't unemployed people. These aren't lazy people. These are people with careers, with degrees, with good jobs. They're earning money. They're just not keeping any of it. And the gap between what you earn and what you own, that's where the real story lives. Income is not wealth. Here's what nobody tells you when you graduate, get your first real job, and start seeing actual paychecks. Income and wealth are not the same thing. They're not even cousins. Income is what shows up in your bank account every 2 weeks. Wealth is what stays there and grows while you sleep. You can make 6 figures and be broke. You can make $50,000 and be building real financial security. The difference has almost nothing to do with the number on your paycheck, and everything to do with what happens after that number arrives. Lifestyle creep, the silent killer. Most people treat a raise like permission to upgrade their life. You go from $45,000 to $60,000 a year, and suddenly, that studio apartment feels too small. You deserve a 1-bedroom, maybe a nicer neighborhood. The used Honda that got you through your 20s starts feeling embarrassing next to your coworker's new SUV. You're making more money, so shouldn't your life reflect that? This is called lifestyle creep, and it is the silent assassin of wealth. Every dollar of that $15,000 raise gets absorbed by higher rent, a car payment, more eating out, subscriptions you forget exist, a gym membership you'll use twice. A year later, you're making $60,000 and somehow feel just as broke as you did at $45,000. The math that ruins everything. Let's look at the math. At $45,000, saving 10% means $4,500 a year. At $60,000, saving the same 10% means $6,000 a year. But you don't save $6,000 because rent went up $600 a month. The car payment is $400. You eat out more. Your savings rate drops to 5%. You got a promotion and went backwards. This happens to almost everyone. Most people never even notice it happening. Payments mentality. Lifestyle creep is just the opening act. The real trap, the one that keeps people stuck forever, is what I call payments mentality. Walk into any car dealership and ask how much a car costs. They won't say $35,000. They'll say, it's only $499 a month. Financing has rewired how people think. Instead of asking, can I afford this thing? People ask, can I afford this monthly payment? And the answer is almost always yes, because lenders are very good at making the math feel small. What that only $499 really means. You finance a $35,000 car at 6% interest for 6 years. Total cost, over $41,000. You paid $6,000 just for not waiting. And here's the worst part. The car is losing value the entire time. 3 years in, it's worth maybe $20,000. You still owe $18,000. You're underwater on a depreciating asset, and the payment feels normal. Rent, utilities, car payment, phone payment, credit card minimums. Your income is already spoken for before you see it. This is why 75% of people never reach $100,000 in invested assets. They're not buying assets. They're renting their lifestyle on credit and calling it success. Assets versus liabilities. An asset puts money in your pocket or grows in value. Stocks, index funds, real estate, a business. A liability takes money out of your pocket. Cars, clothes, gadgets, subscriptions. Most people own a mountain of liabilities and almost no assets. They have a closet full of sneakers and an investment account with $1,200 they haven't touched since auto-enrollment. The investing delay. This one is brutal. Let's say you're 25 years old. You invest $5,000 a year at 8% returns. By 65, you have over $1.4 million. Now wait until 35. Same investment, same returns. You end up with around $650,000. You delayed 10 years and cut your wealth in half. That's not a rounding error. That's the difference between comfortable and stressed for the last 30 years of your life. People tell themselves they'll start later. Later never comes. The $100,000 threshold. There's a number where everything changes. That number is $100,000. Charlie Munger once said, "The first $100,000 is a bitch, but you've got to do it." At $100,000 invested, earning 8%, you make about $8,000 a year without doing anything. That's nearly $700 a month. Compare that to $10,000 invested, $66 a month. This isn't just math, it's psychology. Once investing feels real, you protect it, you prioritize it, you feed it, and compounding finally starts working with you. Why the next $100,000 comes faster. Year 1, $100,000 to $108,000. Year 2, $116,640. Year 5, $146,000. You're earning nearly $12,000 a year without adding anything. The boulder you pushed uphill finally crests the hill and starts rolling on its own. The cost of waiting. Start at 30, invest $1,000 a month. You hit $100,000 at 36. Delay 5 years. You hit $100,000 at 41. By the time the early starter hits $500,000 at 48, you're at $310,000. You didn't lose 5 years. You lost $190,000. That's the invisible tax of procrastination. Why most people fail. It's not income, it's behavior. Specifically, the inability to delay gratification. We live in a culture that hates accumulation. Every ad, every algorithm, every influencer exists to make you spend. Hard work doesn't entitle you to spend everything you earn. Hard work is supposed to build something. If you're spending it all, you're just running in place, with nicer shoes. The boring truth that works. You don't need a genius strategy. You need consistency. Index funds, automation. Increase contributions when income increases. That's it. Boring wins. What it actually takes. If you want $100,000 in 5 to 7 years, you will live like you're broke, even when you're not. You'll say no to vacations, no to new cars, no to eating out constantly. It sucks, but it doesn't last forever. Once compounding kicks in, the game changes. The weird one. For the next few years, you'll be the weird one. People will think you're cheap. They're renting their lifestyle. You're buying yours. The math doesn't care about their opinions. The 3 steps. Step 1. Track every dollar for 30 days. No judgment, just data. Step 2. Cut at least $500 a month of waste. Subscriptions, convenience spending, impulses. Step 3. Automate investing before you see the money. Pay yourself first. Consistency beats everything. Life will try to sabotage you. Cars break, weddings happen, emergencies appear. That's why you plan. Stopping and restarting kills momentum. Final truth. 75% of people never hit $100,000 because they misunderstand the game. Wealth isn't income. It isn't timing. It isn't intelligence. It's the gap between what you earn and what you spend, multiplied by time. The guy with the Rolex isn't winning. He's performing. The person driving the 10-year-old Toyota with a quiet brokerage account, that's real wealth. You don't need to be smart. You need to be stubborn. Because the math doesn't lie. And once you break the pattern, you're free. If this helped you think differently about money, subscribe for more grounded, real-world financial thinking. No hype, no shortcuts, just systems that compound over time. I'll see you in the next one.